Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our new video for grade 9 linear inequalities. If you haven't watched this previous videos I think I'll put it on the at the end of the video, or write it on the description below there, or on the comment section. So kindly follow up with that. But don't forget to subscribe as usual. Now, in case you have from 3 or from 4 student, then kindly refer him to us. Tamam. Now, without further ado, let's start this lesson. Question 1. You've been told to solve the following inequalities: 3x plus 7, which is less than 10. A very easy question, and I think is very easy question. So now you collect something called like terms. For this case, this is 3x plus 7, which is less than 10. The 7 goes to the other side, minus 7. So it gives you 3x less than 10 minus 7 gives you 3. Divide by 3, divide by 3. Therefore, your answer is x is less than 1. This is your answer. Very clear cut answer. Let's try this second question. You can pause the video and do it by yourself. So this is 5x minus 4 less than 16. So obviously add 4 to the other side. So it gives you 5x less than 16 plus 4, which is 20. Divide by 5, divide by 5, and therefore x is less than 4. What if is a fraction? Okay, now obviously the same thing, a quarter x minus 4 less or equal to 6. Add 4, then it gives you a quarter x, which is less or equal to 10. Now you have 4, so you multiply 4, and therefore our x is less or equal to 40. I'll multiply 4 to remove the denominator, which is 4, and then obviously the rest is history. Now, before I proceed, you should know that this inequalities, this represents greater than, this represents greater or equal than, or equal, greater than or equal. This represents less than, and last but not least, this represents less than or equal. Now, we're going to use this one in the next coming questions. But before that, try this out by yourself. Now you have obviously one unknown, so it's very simple. Now, since you have a question like this, I'm writing it down again for the audience to see. So you subtract 5, So I'm napeleka 5 the other side, and because it becomes negative. Now, it gives you something like this, which is less or equal to 5p plus 40, and this one just has 3p. Now put 5p to the other side, and therefore it means that you subtract 5p, and you'll have 3p minus 5p to be negative 2p, which is greater or equal to 40. Okay, now obviously divide by negative 2, and therefore p is greater or equal to negative 20. Is it true? No. Now, if you divide by a negative number, the inequality changes. So it goes the other way around. So instead of saying greater, it becomes less or equal to negative 20. But there's also another way of answering such a question. Tamam. So what you can do here, especially you have this type of question, you need to make sure that the p remains positive. Okay, so what I need to do, subtract 3p. My p is now positive 2p plus 45, and this one. This is 5, sorry. So then put the 45 to that side, so therefore subtract 45 gives you negative 40, or negative 40, greater or equal to 2p, then divide by 2, therefore gives you p, not p, but negative 20, and negative 20, which is greater or equal to p, something like that, which is just the same as writing it this way. P is less or equal to negative 20. It's just the same thing. Okay, tamam. So that's something that you need to know. If you're dividing by a negative number on both sides, the inequality changes. Okay, but remember, if it's equal, it should just be equal. Just the inequality of this changes to this. So yeah, let's go to the other questions. Now, this is a word problem question, which we're going to do as well. Steve had 40 mangoes. After selling the 32 mangoes, he was left with more than 4 mangoes. Form a linear inequality. So Steve had 40 mangoes, right? And then after selling 32 mangoes, he was left with more than 4 mangoes. Okay, was left with 4 mangoes. Okay, obviously this is x. So obviously if you have 40 mangoes, sell 32 mangoes, you remain with 8. So obviously whatever he was left, 8 is greater, is more than 4 mangoes. So it's better to write like this. But there's also, in case they didn't tell you the number of mangoes is sold, let's say x mangoes, okay, and therefore it becomes 32. Is it 32? No, sorry, 32 is not there. Just assume instead of 32 is x mangoes. So whatever he remained with should be 40 minus x, which is greater than 4. That is if the number of mangoes was not stated there. Right. Now, question, the other one, solve the inequality. So most probably they're telling us to do it this form. Again, it's just the same thing. So let's just write it down there. So in case it's something like this, 40 minus x greater than 4. If you look at it, it's greater than 4. Put the x to the other side, put this to the other side. So 40 minus 4 greater than x. So this is 32 greater than x. Or you can say your x is less than 32. Something like this. So hopefully many students have understood this way. So but the question but all in all, the x numbers should be less than 32 for him to remain with more than 4 mangoes. Tamam. So the number of mangoes he sells should be less than 32. So don't forget to subscribe, and also in case you haven't watched those other previous videos, especially matrices, linear equations, and etc. There will be a video there. So subscribe and share it to your friends. Assalamu alaikum.